Listen and practice. Listen and practice.
Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the hills, there lived a young boy named Sam. Sam loved to read, but he often struggled with the English language. He would stumble over words and become frustrated when he couldn't understand what he was reading. One day, Sam decided he needed to improve his English skills. He asked his teacher for advice, and she suggested that he read every day and practice speaking with others. So Sam began to read more often. He would read books, newspapers, and even signs on the street. He found that the more he read, the easier it became to understand the language. He also started speaking more with his classmates and family members, asking them questions and practicing his pronunciation. But Sam knew he needed more help. So he turned to the internet and found an online English course. The course provided exercises and quizzes to test his knowledge, and he could track his progress as he improved. Sam also found an English tutor who helped him with grammar and pronunciation. The tutor would give him feedback on his speaking and writing, which helped him to identify his mistakes and correct them. Over time, Sam became more confident in his English skills. He was able to read more advanced books and even started writing his own stories. He continued to practice every day, and before he knew it, he was fluent in English. From that day on, Sam realized that with hard work and dedication, he could accomplish anything. He was grateful for his teacher, his classmates, his family, his online course, and his tutor, who all helped him to improve his English skills. And so, Sam's story teaches us that learning a new language takes practice, patience, and dedication. By reading, speaking, and practicing every day, anyone can improve their English skills and achieve their goals.
Listen and practice. Listen and practice.
There once was a young boy named Jack who moved to a new town in America. Jack had grown up speaking Spanish and was nervous about having to speak a new language. He felt like he wouldn't be able to make friends and that people would make fun of him if he made mistakes. On Jack's first day of school, he felt like an outsider. He didn't understand what his classmates were saying, and he struggled to express himself in English. However, Jack's teacher, Mrs. Williams, noticed that he was having a difficult time and offered to help him practice his English after class. At first, Jack was embarrassed to practice speaking in front of Mrs. Williams, but she was patient and encouraging. She would give him vocabulary lists to study and have him practice speaking in English by asking him questions about his life and interests. As Jack's English improved, he started to feel more confident. He started to speak up in class and participate in group discussions. He also started to make friends who were curious about his Spanish background and wanted to learn more about his culture. One day, Jack was asked to give a presentation in front of the class about his home country. He nervously started to speak in English, but as he talked about his culture and his family, he started to feel more comfortable. When he finished his presentation, his classmates gave him a round of applause, and his teacher gave him a big smile. From that day on, Jack continued to practice his English and make new friends. He realized that by embracing his differences and working hard, he could overcome his fears and achieve his goals.
Listen and practice. Listen and practice.
Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in a valley, there lived a young girl named Lily. She was very eager to learn English, but there were no English teachers in the village, and none of her family members knew how to speak the language. One day, while wandering in the woods, she stumbled upon a talking parrot. The parrot's name was Polly, and to Lily's surprise, it spoke fluent English. Overjoyed at the prospect of learning English from Polly, Lily asked if the parrot could teach her the language. Polly, who loved teaching, was more than happy to oblige. So every day, Lily would visit the parrot in the woods, and Polly would teach her new English words and phrases. They would practice together, and Polly would correct Lily's pronunciation until it was perfect. Over time, Lily's English skills improved greatly. She became so proficient that she was able to communicate with tourists who visited the village. The villagers were amazed at her newfound skill, and Lily became known as the girl who could speak English. Years went by, and Lily grew up to be a successful businesswoman. She never forgot the kindness that Polly had shown her, and whenever she visited the woods, she would always stop by to say hello to the parrot. From then on, every time Lily met someone who wanted to learn English, she would tell them about Polly, the talking parrot who had helped her learn the language. And so, Polly's legacy lived on, as Lily and many others continued to learn and speak English.
Listen and practice. Listen and practice.